まずは座って祈りましょう。 MVP 谷が完全に戻ってきました。そしてみんなで大谷をよく観察しましょう。
どうも、大谷です。ワールドシリーズを直前に現地メディアは真剣に話し合っていました。大谷をどうやって止めるのか。内角、スイーパー、球数を投げさせる、いやその前に祈れと元 MLB で元巨人選手がデータと理論を駆使して語るはずが、話を聞けば聞くほど見えてくるのは、これなんだかんだ大谷応援してないという雰囲気。打者としてもやばい、投手としてもやばい、そしてそれが両方やってくるぞということで、今回は CBS スポーツから大谷の倒し方を真面目に考えた結果、大谷がまた医療をしないように祈ってしまった日本でも活躍した元 MLB 選手ルイス・ブリンソン氏を日本語字幕付きで紹介します。大谷 TV で2025年を一緒に振り返りましょう。
If the Blue Jays are going to beat the Dodgers, stopping shoheiohtani will be key, except they got to figure out how to do it pitching to him and facing him right as a batter. After all, Shohei just unleashed the greatest game ever in Game 4 of the NLCS, striking out 10 and belting 3 home runs to send LA to the World Series for the second straight year. Time now to bring in former MLB first-round pick Lewis Brinson. And Lewis, it's so rare that we have to break down out-executing a baseball player both as a pitcher and as a hitter, but that's why Shohei got that $700 million deal. First, let's analyze what did the Jays have to do to neutralize him as a hitter, because Ohtani had gone cold at the plate before that historic Game 4 performance, just 4 for 33 during an 8-game span. What's the game plan for Toronto's pitchers to make sure they see that version of him and not the NLCS MVP?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, I need everybody in the Blue Jays pitching staff to sit around and pray, because they're going to need a higher power against Ohtani. We saw he is back. He's locked in. He's back to MVP Ohtani at the plate. But if you are going to have any sort of chance, you do need to neutralize Ohtani's ability to get his hands extended. You're going to have to go up and in. You're going to have to send a message. You're going to have to make him move his feet. You're going to have to make him uncomfortable in there, because right now, again, as we saw, he is very, very comfortable in that box with those 3 homers. So fastballs up and in. And I want to highlight righty sweepers. Obviously, the Jays have 4 righties in their rotation. So righty sweepers do give him some sort of a problem. You do see them. They do need to be well located, but he does hit 233, 488 slug percentage against sweepers, 39% whiff rate on them, 32% K rate on them. But again, they do need to be well located, because he does have a 59% hard hit rate against sweepers. So if anything the Blue Jays can do, they do need to incorporate some sweepers. You do have some guys with some good split fingers in there, and your Savage and Gosman. He hits those pretty well. So again, those need to be well located. But again, got to neutralize him in. You got to keep him from getting those hands extended. So pitch him inside.
All right, yeah, you want him to leak those hips, as you said
Yes.
earlier on our pregame.
Hips.
Yeah. All right, now George Springer, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and company, you know they're thirsty to beat up on Ohtani as a pitcher. They'll see him either Game 3 or 4 of this series once we head to LA. And Ohtani has struck out 19 batters, allowing 3 runs over 12 innings this postseason. So how, in your eyes, do they find some weaknesses in his arsenal?
Right. Ohtani's got 7 different pitches, right? So you're going to need to pick one. You're going to need to have a good approach against Ohtani and stick with it. A part of being a good hitter and a part of hitting a guy with this many pitches is being able to trust and look for one pitch. You got to eliminate some pitches here. You can't look for all 7, or he's going to have you in knots up there. So one thing is, Ohtani's got an electric fastball, right? 100, 101 at times, but sits around 99. He's going to need to spot this fastball like he is in this video right here. You see 100 top of the zone right here. You see right here 100 inside corner. That is tough to get to as a lefty. Another one top of the zone, 99. And another one top of the zone, up and away, 100 miles an hour. Again, best hitter in the planet. His former teammate Mike Trout, 101 on the outside corner. Good luck. So again, another thing they're going to have to do, the Blue Jays hitters, they're going to have to make him throw a lot of pitches. Ohtani, last outing, 100 pitches through 6 innings. That's a lot of pitches, a lot of 3-2 counts. So again, Blue Jays hitters do not strike out a lot. So again, Ohtani's going to need to be in the strike zone, because these guys ain't going to chase. So another thing, that also would help me as a hitter against a guy like Ohtani. Those guys in the dugout need to be paying attention to whatever, if there's a righty at the plate, George Springer leading off the game. Make sure you're paying attention to how Ohtani pitches George Springer. All the righties in the lineup, let's see how he pitches them. Lefties, Nathan Lucas going to be the first lefty up. Make sure all those lefties, Addison Barger, Jimenez, Barcho, paying attention to how he pitches those guys and get a better idea of what the game plan is against you guys. So, but again, Ohtani is back. He's going to be fighting on both sides of the ball here. So, I mean, the Blue Jays hitters got a good test cut out for him, but I think they're up for the challenge.
All right, now Ohtani is the heavy favorite to win the World Series MVP, and it's understandable given how he finished off the NLCS. How much do the Dodgers need out of him in order to win this series and repeat as champions?
They're going to need MVP on both sides, right? They're going to need MVP Ohtani at the plate, and they're going to need Cy Young, $700 million man on the mound. I mean, the Blue Jays hitters are not going to fall for the same tricks that the Brewers hitter did. I think the Brewers ran into a little bit of more experience on the Dodgers side. The Blue Jays offense, defense, and pitching staff is a little bit, I think this matchup matches up with the Dodgers a little bit more. Another thing to note, the Dodgers did not blow out the Brewers by any means in the NLCS. Game one, I want to take you back. Game one was 2-1. Game two was 5-1. Game three was 3-1. And game four was 5-1. So it's not like they put on an offensive clinic against the Brewers. This Blue Jay offense, as we have seen, can put up some runs. So Ohtani is going to need to be the table setter for these guys. He's going to need to get on base. He's going to need to work some walks and be able to keep the line moving for Mookie, Freddie, and Will, Teoscar, all those guys down the rest of that lineup. But they're going to need every bit of MVP Ohtani if they want to keep up with this Blue Jay offense and this Blue Jay team.
Yeah, now if they don't, they just have Mookie Betts, right, and Freddie Freeman, 2 MVPs, So no big
Exactly.
deal. Lewis Brinson,
No big
thanks so
deal.
much, man. And when you think about the odds to win the World Series MVP, right now, Ohtani is the favorite at plus 165. Then Vladimir Guerrero Jr. at plus 600. And Freddie Freeman over there at plus 1600 after we know what he did against the Yankees in last World Series.
内角を攻めろ、スイーパーを投げろ、球数を使わせろ、最新のデータと理論を並べ立てた元ドラフト1巡目のブリンソンが理論より先に祈りの推奨。これがメジャーの第一線で戦ってきた男の偽らざる本音でした。しかしこの議論にはもっと恐ろしいオチがあります。そう、ドジャースにはムーキー・ベッツとフレディ・フリーマンもいる。大谷の止め方を必死に考えている間に他の MVP2 人の存在を忘れてしまう。それこそが現在の大谷翔平がメジャー全体に突きつけている異常事態そのものなのかもしれません。まさに絶望のその先、皆さんは来たる2026年のドジャースを止める方法があると思いますか？今後も大谷 TV は大谷翔平とドジャースを応援していきますので、チャンネル登録、コメント、高評価よろしくお願いします。